What's up, you? What is going on, Twitch chat, my YouTube chat, my people? How you doing? It's your boy Vladis coming at you with another random stream. Man. Where's my, there we go. Well, I was going to stream yesterday, but honestly, like I was just kind of winding down, spending time with the family and stuff like that. Wow, phase one is over, guys. Phase one is over. And today we got our first glimpse of what phase two for Ashes Creation is going to be looking like. Now, mind you, this isn't everything. I got my boy Warrior's video queued up in the queue right now. We're going to watch it. It's 5 minutes long, giving us some insight and details into the PTR. But before we get into that, I really, because I know there's some of the devs that watch my streams, and Steven, you know, I know he watches every, like he's watching me right now. I know he is. Like every time he's like, well, my boy Vladis stream. Click. I know he is. At least I like to think at least I like to think so. But I really just want to start off by saying, as a gamer, as someone who has been following this project for a long time, as someone who has played an MMORPG, not from development, but has played it, you know, being a finished game, seeing how they've evolved that game, seeing how feedback was given in that game, I can't tell you how much of a pleasure it was to be a content creator for your game. And not only as a content creator, but as a gamer, it's like every single thing that I would message either to Planetdorf, or I would say it, or I would put it into the Discord, and somebody was like, we are aware of that issue. We are aware of that issue. We are aware of that issue. The non-silence. I am so used to silence from companies. I am so used to being an afterthought as a gamer. As someone, you know, who has played a game for almost 17 years, I've never felt valued. And I really don't know how else to explain it other than just thank you. Like, seriously, like, thank you from one gamer to another, because I know Steven only hires gamers as developers. Thank you. Because this phase, in how every single day it seemed, you were constantly updating. I really look forward to the future of this game. I really do. I look forward to what 52 weeks of updates is going to feel like. Because I don't think there's been a single week since we've started this Alpha 2. You guys haven't been updating or fixing something in this game. And when I go in, when I jump in the Discords that I jump into and talk to the guilds that I know, and hearing just their sentiments about their experience, I don't think anyone has had a real negative experience. They have like moments that were like, oh, that sucked. But what gamer experiencing a game like this doesn't? I think the overall from a lot of people has been pretty overwhelmingly positive. And I also just want to speak to what the point of phase one was even about, which is the server stability. As something that I think is as intricate as back-end server stability and server infrastructure, I think you guys really knocked it out of the park. When you guys doubled the amount of server workers, I was like, oh shit, okay, like we're doing this. Like this is like it's kind of hard because I feel like this whole year has like been almost in a flash, and it's probably because it's my first baby. Seeing her grow month to month has just been wild, and then correlating that to like my gaming experience and my content creator experience, I feel like this year's just flown by, like completely flown by. I am still blown away at the volume and the consistent updates that you guys have been putting out. It's so refreshing. It's so revitalizing. It's addicting. You have made an addicting project. You have made a game that is so worth my time. The fact that I am addicted to a shell, I am deeply afraid of what the real experience is going to be like for me, because I feel like almost like, you know, like I'm not even experiencing the dish and I'm blown away at just the taste test. And that's what I feel like phase 1 was really about for Ashes, is it's truly a taste test. And I've said this on my stream like many times, that phase 1 is what, like maybe 5% of the overall vision in game. And the fact that many of us here in chat, many of you guys probably watching, agree that this super small taste test feels leagues above some finished games are. And I think that goes to show you just how unfinished these finished games are. It's wild to me. I really believe that it's a wild experience. Steven was so chill and even ran a caravan with us. It was so surreal. That's wild, man. This phase of Alpha was a blast. The guild I was in actually had Steven join it for a day. On a plant character, he joined our Discord and chatted with us to the point that we figured out who he was. Dude, that's awesome. And again, that's the kind of guy Steven is. And I've said this before too, like he's the CEO of Intrepid Studios. Like he doesn't have to be at the studio till 2 in the morning every day. He can go in from 8 to 5, do his job, and then leave. And I wouldn't think it would be a bad guy if he did that. I don't. Like I literally wouldn't. I mean, 8 hours of your time as a CEO, and you're putting it in and you're doing the work, like good on you. You know what I mean? Some CEOs show up for like an hour or 30 minutes and be like, oh, you guys got it? All right, well, I'm going to go to Cabo. I'll see y'all later. And the fact that not only is he there for 8 hours, like I'm getting developers tell me that he stayed till almost like 2 in the morning. Like, and again, for those of you that are in the PTR, can see the pings that he does and the times that he does them. It's super late at night sometimes. He's still at work. He's still rowing with his partners. And it's like literally coworkers. Like, you know, and that's what true leadership is the fact that you're not just a dictator, you're there, you know, in the trenches. You're there staying with them. And I think that's even more motivating for your employees at that point. Every developer that I've spoken with really loves the atmosphere and the attitude of their management. And what's really crazy is that when I speak to some of my, I only have 2, but 2 of the developers that I know that don't work at Intrepid Studios but work at other places hate their bosses. And their bosses hate their bosses. But they work for really prestigious, or I should say prestigious, companies, gaming companies. And it's a paycheck. And I get that. I do. But I think it is extremely motivating for your people to be in the situation they're in and really digging their atmosphere, their environment at work. because as someone who worked at a place where I could not stand the environment, I was basically a quiet quitter before I even knew what that even was. I did the minimum amount of work I possibly could without getting fired. And I think it's very apparent that that's the kind of games we get from a lot of these AAA studios, because that's the attitude and that's the environment they are in. They are trying to do the least amount of work without getting fired. And their games reflect that. A lot of their games reflect that. And it's really nice to, because I was a little nervous personally to see the kind of updates and the kind of things that you guys were going to do. And I am no longer nervous, man. I am fucking excited, man. Phase 2 has me so pumped. I really am excited about this. I think the work you guys have done, I'm almost positive you guys had a party. Almost positive that either today or sometime this week, you guys are throwing some party in Intrepid Studios for the success of Phase 1. And you guys deserve it, man. Absolutely deserve it. Right now we're in the holiday season. We're almost 9 days away from Christmas. And the fact that you guys are still working and still doing what you guys can. I personally thought that Phase 2 was going to be delayed. I was almost 100% positive that it was going to be delayed. Let me see. Hey, Vladis, I was been looking for your guild website or online information and I haven't found anything. Am I just dumb? No, you are not. If you want to join Axiom, you can go to discord.gd/Axiom. And that'll take you to the Discord landing page for my guild. But overall, very impressed. Like I think for as much glazing people and content creators have been doing about Path of Exile 2, I think it's a little warranted that I can glaze a little bit about Ashes of Creation and my boys at Intrepid, okay? Because holy shit. Where's the Suspect shout out? Bro, when have I not shouted out Suspect? Come on. But I again, guys, thank you. Seriously, thank you. The friendships, the moments that I have for Phase 1 were awesome. Very awesome. And I would not trade any of it for the world. And I really am looking forward to Phase 2. So what is Phase 2? What is Phase 2? Okay. Is Axiom Bis? So the guild that I've been in since like 2021 has been Axiom. I played with a guild that Royer and Richie created called Ignorance is Bis. Ignorance is Bis has basically merged with Jamie Chaos's guild. So if you want to join Roar and Richie and everyone, you can go into Jamie's Discord. Jamie has socials and everywhere where all you can find him. Go to his YouTube page and join his guild, and you can then play with Royer and Richie. I loved all the player drama in it, just the beginning, bro. And that was the thing too. I think that was the bigger highlight of the Game of Thrones effect that Ashes is going to have is the guild drama, the envious and Lineker's guild Nova Ordum, the whole Ethereum debacle. What else? I mean, there was some stuff on Vira as well that were between guilds. I know there was some stuff that Genesis was in and everything like that, but overall it was a blast. I really had a blast. Even looking at stuff on the Linux server with Pirate Software and Narc and who was Nice Gaming. Like it was cool. Like I really feel like everything that they've been doing has been great. And now for a critique. And I am sure please give me the true in chat for this. Where is my freaking short bow in the starting area? Intrepid, can you give me us, the gaming community, a short bow for the starting area? Can I get some trues in the chat, please? Like, can you just give me a short bow? Like, I honestly feel especially with these new weapons coming in phase 2, every single weapon in the crude, like a crude great sword, a crude great axe, a crude great mace, every weapon should be available for you right at the cathedral. 1000%. The fact that you literally have to buy a short bow is just asinine to me. It's crazy. It's crazy. Legendary level 10 gear. Shouldn't let level 12 rangers one-shot level 25 fighters. Not sure what to say if you can't see why they need the gear. Well, I think realistically, legendary gear, once we have the paths going from 1 to 50, I think people creating legendary gear isn't really going to be worth it for guilds. Like, why are you going to create level 10 legendary gear when you're going to hit level 20 and then level 30 and then level 40, right? So I think this is basically like an alpha problem right now. But the way they adjusted the gear stats now have kind of nerfed the ranger. Like, again, if you go watch the PvP showcase, rangers, man, they against other classes, they are squishy, super squishy. It's crazy. But again, a lot of this stuff is going to get, balanced and nerfed. Like anything numerical, I'm not really too worried about. I am. You're going to see numbers go up and down, up and down, up and down throughout phase 2, throughout phase 3, and even in launch, because that's just how these games kind of are. But hopefully we can get to a place where they are pretty damn good before launch. Do we think Intrepid is going to keep the same servers or rename / mix them up to confuse everybody? If they keep them the same, do you think people are going to stay where they are or move all to Vyra? No, I don't think everyone's going to be moving to Vyra. I think there might be some people, or I would say some guilds that might move to Vyra, but there's actually some on Vyra that are going to move to Lyneth. There are some on Lyneth that are going to move to Resna. Like, I think it's just going to be kind of like a Cupid shuffle a little bit. And that's bound to happen. That's literally bound to happen. Let me see. I'm sorry, but the legendaries have been nerfed into the ground. It's not worth making till 20. Well, and that's what I mean, right? Like level 10 legendary should feel powerful, like in a certain bracket, right? And again, I think when it comes to the PvE side of things, I think the legendary pieces actually feel really well. But again, whenever you felt godlike and now you don't feel godlike, you got to experience the godlike power. Of course, it's gonna suck in comparison. Like, it's how nerfs always feel. Like when you have Bladestorm on a warrior freaking wrecking, and you're just like, oh, this is so good. And then when they nerf it by 35%, you're like, no. It's like, oh, now Bladestorm is utter trash. It's like, no, it's not trash. It's just now more in line with the other AoE abilities from other classes. Let me see. We are going where the actual pirates are not. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like, I think it's just gonna be a Cupid shuffle, and there's actually a lot of guilds are just gonna stay where they are. And now, who those people are? No idea. I have no idea. Right now, I don't even know where Axiom's going. Like, I've been waiting for where are we going? Like, am I gonna go to Resna, or am I gonna stay on Vyra? Like what's going on? But all right, guys. I would say overall, Intrepid, amazing job. Amazing job. I cannot wait for the dynamic gridding and the server meshing to truly take effect in phase 2. I can't wait for more content. I can't wait for the rogue. I can't wait for more weapon types. I can't wait for the profession talent trees. There's just so much that I cannot wait for. It's just utter madness. My biggest problem was the armor nerf. As a ranger, I feel squishy. Well, and again, mages feel squishy too, but they have certain abilities to get out of that. I think again, players aren't used to feeling weak. And I've said this before, I made a whole video about it, is Ashes of Creation is trying to bring back what some old school class design was. If you go look at classic World of Warcraft class design had very big strengths, but also very big weaknesses. Pretzel, dude, thank you so much for the follow, man. And the Antar, thank you so much for the follow as well. I completely apologize if I missed that. I did miss it. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. And right now, from this PvP tournament, fighters are doing very well when it comes to these smaller skirmishes of PvP. Now you start taking them into a more broader mass aspect. Now fighters are starting to feel some weaknesses here. And that might be the the case. Fighters may just be like a kamikaze kind of class when it comes to these big, PvP matches. And that might not be appeasing to fighters, but that might be what Intrepid is kind of nailing with the group design. You know, all I'm saying is that it never feels good for a player to feel weak. But Rangers are strong. I mean, they are. It's just, I think, again, not saying that they need to feel as weak as they are now. Not saying Intrepid may agree with you and say, hey, I think they are a little too weak. We might bump up their armor a little bit more. But at the end of the day, there's gonna be something about every single class in Ashes of Creation that's going to feel like, man, I wish this was better. And that's gonna be a permanent feeling, because in this kind of design, they want you to feel strong, and it's gonna feel like a really good feeling in certain aspects, and then another part's gonna be like, oh, but I lack in that area. Fuck. Well, again, and that's where other classes step in. This is where the group composition design really shines. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and watch this video by our boy Rorier, and let me cue it up over here and get the chat box. Get that. All right. I think we're good. Okay.
YouTube, I am Roar, and I'm back today with more Ashes of Creation PTR updates for Monday, December 16th, 2024. We just got these update notes, and again, the same disclaimer I always give. These are PTR updates only. They might not reflect what actually makes it to the live alpha servers, so take everything you hear with a grain of salt. But we are edging ever closer, guys, to phase 2. We got the fresh wipe coming up on the 20th as we dive into 5 days a week of Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 Phase 2, and we have a whole lot of PTR update notes to go along with it. So without wasting any more of your time,
I'm so sorry. I just literally saw something. Added 3 new nodes at Sandsquall Desert: economic, military, and divine. No way. Like, am I not tripping that those node types weren't even going to come till phase 3? Am I tripping? Like, I need to go back and look at that photo. Where's that photo of the phases? Because I could have sworn that was not a phase 2 thing. Okay, let's just keep watching. I don't want to get distracted. That's super distracting.
Today we have our highlights. They added the Dunir in the Valoon player races to the character creator, so the dwarves are here, as well as the Valoon humans. They added 3 new nodes in the Sandsquall Desert. I'm not even going to try and say these names. There's an economic node, military node, divine node. They significantly adjusted the world around these nodes, so I hope that means more content, more POIs, and actual stuff to do within the desert. They added the ability to purchase and place freeholds, which is massive. I know players are waiting to get their hands on in-game housing. And happy holidays. They added holiday spirit to Vera. That's right, we're getting a little bit of Christmas love. So on to the characters, archetypes, and combat. Rangers airstrike has been updated for performance. The Bard's stories have updated performance. The tanks charge, desolate, grapple, grit, iron aura, tomahawk, and trimmering bellow have had updated visual fidelity. Two-handed spear combo attacks have updated animations. Two-handed mace combo.
Whoa, is there a spear in the game? Wait a minute. I'm not tripping, right? Phase 1 did not have a spear. Did they bring, like, is this, my mind is blowing up right now. I really hope two-handed mace combos, bro. Are they really going to be putting these? Oh my god, bro. I could have sworn one of the developers told me that the weapon types weren't probably going to be in at the start of Alpha Phase 2. Oh my god, if they add the two-handed mace and the spear and the great axe like on the 20th, oh god, bro. Oh no. Oh, dude, this is so good.
Attacks have updated animations. Remember, guys, in phase 2, we're supposed to get the spear and the mace, so this is exciting. And they optimized projectile performance. Mounts now require line of sight in order to be interacted with.
Okay, I'm so sorry I'm pausing again, but optimized projectile performance. I really hope, because for all my rangers out there, I played ranger for like to level 10. Charged scatter shot does not move other than going completely forward. So if you're at Highwayman Hills, as an example, and you're on a hill and there's a mob, like you're up here, the mob is down here, it just shoots straight. What I hope they did with that updated projectile performance is that now it can shoot down. Bro, I really hope. Check the pinned comment. Dude, we got Royer in chat, dude. Holy shit. Hold on, let's check the pinned comment. This just in. Characters will now stay in the world for 15 seconds after that. Bro, are you kidding me, dude? Oh my God. Where's all my Alt F4ers in chat? Get fucked. Bro, this is so good. Oh my God. Dude. Oh my God, bro. The glazing doesn't end, apparently. Oh my God, dude. Okay. Let me settle down for a second, okay? Okay. I think I'm okay. Let's keep going.
So you can no longer summon your mount on the other side of a door or a wall and mount through it. Mounts can no longer be summoned higher than your own height, and they fixed the ability for mounts to be dismounted through.
Oh, okay. So now mounts require line of sight in order to be interacted with. Gotcha. Okay. That's probably because they were trying to do that. We were using mounts to get inside a secret room, or a room I don't think we were supposed to be in. And that's how we were able to get in, because then we hit, you know, our F button. We got on our mount. That was across. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Through walls. Quests and events, they fixed an issue allowing for multiple turn-ins for the quest tower and the wolf. They fixed an issue that could prevent the completion of the quest, the Warhelm Curse, which is nice. They fixed multiple bugs with the Hills Have Knives in the Titan's Ring event. Now onto economy. They updated the way that glint is distributed to better handle inventory limits, and fine paper is now available. Onto
I'm
nodes.
sure Basin will be excited.
Of workbenches in some node layouts. Onto enemies and NPCs. They updated the behavior for a variety of enemies. They updated some enemy and NPC world placements. They added missing rewards for some enemies, and they fixed a bug causing some NPCs to spawn underground, and they fixed minor bugs with a variety.
Added missing rewards to some enemies. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean that there was a rewards table on a mob type that had some reward stuff missing from that table, and they added more reward stuff to the table that should have been there in the first place? Is that what that is? In my sort of grasping, you just didn't know what you were missing. Well, either way, it seems like a good thing. 100%.
Of enemies.
Caravans.
To caravans. They added a launch fee to caravans. They added a logout timer for caravans. Items can now be dragged into caravan crate menus. They fixed a bug with caravans unstuck ability. They fixed a bug that would cause caravans to spawn fully underground. Thank God. They fixed a bug causing rafts or caravans to sometimes kill the players on spawn. They fixed a bug causing crashes when looking at cargo inventories, and they fixed a bug causing caravans to be undeployable after logging in, or if your destroyed caravan was still in the world.
I would say this about phase 1. Phase 1 was not about server stability, but my God, the amount of caravan bugs was insane. Utter madness insane. And it just goes to show you just how bare bones the caravan system really was at the start of phase 1. And it's come a long way. It's come an insanely long way. But this is, I think we are not done. Like, I think we're kind of pushing about maybe 35% capacity in the sense of we still have a long way to go to 100%. And 100% is basically like full efficiency. The caravan system works flawlessly. Everything and anything you do when it comes to traversing the menus, you putting stuff in crates, getting stuff out, like 100% is everything works completely the way it should. No bugs. Like, I think we're still about 35% away there, maybe 40. I'll give it 40. But I mean, we still have a lot more to fix when it comes to caravans. 100%.
To visuals, they updated the environment in and around Cephalian, Darangal, Sand Squall Desert, and the Church of the Seven Stars.
Oh.
They updated the visual generation of granite, basalt, daffodils, and snowdrops. They fixed a visual bug causing issues with the appearance of fog.
When it says updated the visual generation, does that just mean that in game it just looks better? Because honestly, I would say this for all my miners out there. Can you please change the way fucking tin looks? Is it tin? No, iron. God, please make iron look at least a little bit different than copper. Oh my God, dude. The amount of excitement I get when I think I see a copper node and it's a fucking iron node. Like, it is the most frustrating thing in the world. Like, can you please, for the love of God, Intrepid, just make a whole different looking iron node that I can just immediately, because you've done a great job at, when I look at it and, oh, that's a ruby. Oh, that's basalt. Oh, that's granite. But the two is iron and copper, and those are the freaking ones that I think look insanely, like they look way too similar. Let me see. Iron nodes also look like tin when they're covered by snow. Dude, and it's worse in winter, Intrepid. So much worse. It's crazy. Like, I completely agree with you. I think that's a valid criticism. Even if I had Planetdorf in chat right now, even he would agree with me 100%.
They fixed and polished a variety of visual details for equipment. They adjusted the blend of visual effects during atmospheric transitions, and they fixed the visuals for a large variety of mounts, NPCs, and enemies. Onto the interface, they adjusted the location of looting options from the party management window. They adjusted some lobby UI to be more clear when waiting to connect to the realm. They fixed a bug causing the mayoral node menus to revert in some situations for the non-citizen node menu. They fixed a bug causing the commodity trader's cargo menu to sometimes be unavailable. They fixed a crash related to having the commodities in storage. And onto the general fixes. They fixed a variety of typos, multiple bugs with the loading screen. They fixed a bug with Resurrection not working all the time. This was a big one because it was wasting our cleric's cooldowns. And they fixed a variety of server and client crashes and overall performance of the game server. So there you go. There's our patch update notes for December 16th leading into December 20th with our fresh phase 2 wipe. I'm super excited for dwarves. I hope they look awesome. I'm going to be on the PTR later trying those out. I plan on rolling dwarf. So here we go, guys. It's almost upon us. Phase 2 with all of our new content. Look to seeing everybody on stream, and thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. What's up, YouTube?
Damn. Whoo, man. Give my boy Roar, if you can sub to his channel, he is so close to 2K subs. So freaking close. If you're not subbed to my boy Roar, please, for me, can you sub to his channel and get him to 2K? That'd be really awesome. Great video by Roar. I literally can't wait. I actually, a couple of people sent me, so my PTR people sent me some of the way the Dunir dwarves look, and man, they look chonky. They look really good, man. I don't know. I'm really psyched. I know all of my Dunhold people are going to be very fucking happy. Really fucking happy with how they look. So this is going to be really freaking good, man. God, I am so excited. I am so pumped for phase 2. Thank you, Pockets, if that was you, giving a shout out to my boy Roar. Really appreciate that. I want Summoner so badly. Bro, I want all the classes so badly. I want to really see what Rogue is going to look like. I really want to see what the Summoner is going to look like from just a base perspective. I don't know. Like, people are talking about like, oh, it's gonna be a stealth poison, you know, kind of class. I mean, it could be. I don't know. Maybe the poison comes from the weapon skill tree and not, you know, the talents themselves. We don't know. You know, like, until we get in there and really find out. I just know that we're probably not even going to get a PTR of playing the archetype, and probably till January, to be honest. I think we're still a little bit of ways from it. Thank you for watching, guys. Means a lot. No problem, dude. Like, honestly, I know you and Jamie and have been cranking out these updates and stuff like that, and I really just love how short you do them. They're very concise, and you're just, the way you speak is just, it's really good. I couldn't do these. I would have to be editing it because I can't. Anybody who knows me, I can't really read that well, and I cross my words all the time. These videos, if I were to put them out, they would suck. So. Great content though, Roar. Great content. There was a video that someone sent me, and I didn't know if I was gonna watch it or not. I gotta go and find it. I know Nice made a tank video today. I mean, he basically gives all his critiques on tank. I really think if Roar goes live, I think he'd be the better one to react to that, because I don't know tank at all. So where is it? I'm trying to remember who sent it to me. I'm like clicking on all the freaking videos. Here it is.
This game.
Here it is, right here. All right. So this is a video one of my people, one of our chatters in chat sent me. Is like, hey Vlad, you should really look at this video. I was like, oh, okay. I haven't seen it. I am subscribed to my boy Redbeard Flynn. He basically is I would say he's a Pantheon content creator, but I think he's kind of become more of a variety MMOs person. He's kind of covering all the different MMOs, like all of the classic MMOs, or just basically all the MMOs in general. But this one is back to basics. Why indie MMOs? And this one does have Ashes of Creation, or at least he talks about it. So let's see what Redbeard Flynn is talking about when it comes to these like indie MMOs. And it's like I was saying earlier about AAA and just how the state of that whole thing is comparatively to indie. You know what I mean? Like, and again, we have things like Path of Exile. We have things like Baldur's Gate 3. And I know they're not indie, but they're not a part of the cool club, right? The AAA multi-billion-dollar companies, right? Like, they are for gamers by gamers. And I think that's why a lot of people have been flocking to these kind of games like Ashes of Creation, games like Pantheon. So we'll see it. Let's see.
Game is a scam. Why does it look so old? Look, I like it, but this game is gonna fail.
Bro, that looks like PlayStation 1 2004 graphics, dude. Holy shit. Can we get trues in chat? Oh my God, look at this.
Like a mobile game. You're paying. Why does it look so bad after so many years?
Who would play this?
No one wants to play
this. It's never coming out.
This is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. It's actually kind of like a follow-up to another video I did where I talked about why Kickstarter MMOs, and this one is why indie MMOs. And honestly, I didn't think I'd be making a video like this again so soon, except I've been really disappointed with a lot of AAA games lately. So,
who hasn't?
Why indie MMOs? Well, the answer is kind of simple. Passion. A few times over the last year or so making content for MMOs, I've been struck by this resounding realization. The MMOs that I am most excited about all have tiny budgets, small teams, and indie dreams. They're MMOs promising something old school, but trying to do it without even the resources of those old school MMOs. And they're doing it in an increasingly hostile gaming environment. An environment that sees tons and tons of layoffs all the time. An environment where review bombing has become the thing to do. And negativity on basically any game that doesn't seem to fit just right for you is the new norm.
It's kind of crazy. And Roar can attest to this because I know he's in chat. Every time when and it's going to probably happen in this stream, I'm sure, there's always a person that comes on, goes in the comments section, and just shits all over like this game, like Ashes of Creation. And I'm like, okay, bro, like you don't like this is just how my brain works. If I don't like a game, why am I then consuming that game's content to then leave like the amount of effort that goes into some of these people is astounding to me. Like, you don't like this game and then you're saying this game is so trash. Like, why are you excited for a game that looks like graphics that are come from PlayStation 1 in 1999? It's like, okay, like, because I like it, because I am excited for it, because this is a game that I've been looking forward to, that I've been playing, that I've been having a lot of fun on. That's why. But I don't know. It's just these shitters that just come into the comment section that are just, I don't know. They're just, you know, it's kind of like, I guess it's sort of like Overwatch right now, right? Like people, there were some Overwatch players that are still playing that don't like Marvel Rivals. So they go play Overwatch, but there's no one playing Overwatch. So there's literally like, it takes 15 minutes to find a match. And it's like, well, bro, it's because it's not you. It's the game. Mostly, it's not even really the game. It's the developers. The developers have just not cared at all. I mean, Blizzard let Heroes of the Storm just die. They're like, oh, okay, we're not going to really do more about this. We're not going to try to, you know, fix it or make it better of the kind of genre it's supposed to be at, get to that Blizzard polish. Like, they don't fucking care. I remember before Ashes was coming out, I remember seeing, oh, this game is a scam. This game isn't even real. It's vaporware, yada, yada, yada. And just like Pocket said, those people have literally disappeared. I've gone through my channel. I've gone through Nice's channel. I've gone through Jamie's channel. I've gone through Roar's channel. I've gone through Richie's channel. I cannot find any of those people talking about vaporware. Any of them. It's crazy.
But the question always comes up. Why do I like these games? Why do I feel this way about indie games? Why are those the games that make me actually excited for the genre? Why? They look worse than a AAA game. They have fewer systems than a AAA game. They have longer development times than a AAA game. Basically, just in all around, they're going to...
Bro, that is so not true. How long has New World been in development? We're in 2024. They're still in development for that game. You could try to change my mind, but New World has been in development for probably over, I mean, what, people were playing New World back in like what, 2018? Like in a closed alpha state? It's still in development. Like, you can say it's released all the fuck you want. It's in development. 100%.
To in many ways be worse than a AAA game. So why? Frankly, it's because of games like Throne and Liberty and New World. It's because of games like Elder Scrolls Online and World of Warcraft. Games that may be polished and pretty. They may have systems upon systems stacked on top of each other, but ultimately they serve a singular purpose, and it becomes clearer and clearer the longer the game has been out and the bigger it has grown. They exist to milk profit. Now, I want to be clear here that I'm not saying they exist to make money, because yes, obviously, right? It's more the fact that they exist to continue to do things that extend that profit margin more and more and more, not trying to make the game feel better, but trying to make the game more profitable. Whether it's adding things like a $90 auction house mount or rebranding your game as an RPG, not because that's what your players wanted you to do, but because you think maybe that will bring in a new audience that isn't aware of the history of your game. The games we have that are coming from people.
Yeah, like, you know, whenever you make a game for PC and then you decide to just shit on your own audience to then go for a completely console-based audience with the same game and thinking they're not going to be aware of everything that went on. Come on, bro.
With money right now, with huge budgets to throw at games, have either chosen not to invest in MMOs because they take so long.
I thought they could swim now.
Or they only justify it by slapping on as much brutal monetization as they can.
I really thought they did add swimming, right? Because I could have sworn New World added swimming. They're not Jason Voorheesing their way through the freaking water anymore. Like, this is so weird.
Trying to get back that return on investment as soon as possible. And this isn't even new. Going back to the 2000s, you had MMOs getting rushed out the door by publishers, like what happened to Vanguard, just trying to make some money because the game was taking too long to make. You had MMOs shipping unfinished and then cratering and getting canceled despite hitting 700,000 or 800,000 peak players, like Age of Conan or Warhammer. Games that lacked a polished endgame, games that's best part of them was the tutorial, freaking tortage in Age of Conan. If you played back then, you know exactly what I mean. Developers are being shortchanged on what they wanted to make because MMOs are, well, fucking hard to make. And so that brings us to indie MMOs. And I do want to do a quick PSA here that whether you're Monsters and Memories or Ashes of Creation or Pantheon Rise of the Fallen or Evercraft Online or Brighter Shores or
Graham, what's
any
going
of
on,
these
man?
other indie MMOs.
Good to see you, dude.
One, thank you for trying to make a game for us. Also, what the fuck are you doing? Like, seriously, it's an MMO and that's the first game you want to make? Like, holy shit, y'all. Like you were like, you know what? I want to start climbing some mountains. I think that'd be cool. Let's go hiking a little bit. Instead of picking, you know, the little trail outside your neighborhood, you decided Mount Everest was the fucking play. But no, seriously, thank you. But also, why? That shit's hard to do as your first game. I think if I'm honest with myself, if
Ashes
I'm
of
completely
Creation,
honest with
I mean, Ashes of Creation, Lizzie are doing that. They're climbing Everest as their first mountain. I mean, I've always said it. The ambition Steven has with this game. The only problem that I foresee is if he doesn't give it the time to cook. I don't really know the ambition Throne of Liberty took. I mean, I know it was a 10 or almost 11 years it took them to actually hit release, but I don't give a shit about any of that when it comes to Ashes. What I want is the vision and the polish. Give me the full vision and give me the polish, and then we can release. We've never really had that with a game. Like, let me be more specific. We've never really had that with an MMORPG. Let me be more specific. So,
with the person that I was when I was playing MMOs in the 2000s and the 20s, even through some of the 2010s, I probably would have been a lot more ruthless than I am now. I would have been a lot more harsh on these indie MMOs that don't seem to have some of the things that I come to expect in an MMO because I was so used to playing those polished MMOs. And you can only for so long think like, okay, well, at least it's not shitty monetization before you start missing some of that polish. But something has changed for me, probably over the last 5 to 10 years, and it's all to do with how the landscape of MMOs has just been completely torn apart. The games most recently
let me see, been busy, haven't been around. On the plus side, no counting for me, disorderly dropped. Just simple assault, too bad it's not Texas. Mutual combat is loud. Really happy A2 is going so damn well, it makes me really excited. Yeah, dude. Well, phase 1 I thought really went off without a hitch. So I'm really excited that we're finally getting to phase 2 at the end of this week. It should be pretty exciting.
That really kind of crystallizes for me all kind of happened over the last couple years, starting with New World and how it launched to almost 1 million players but didn't know what they wanted to be as an MMO, and launched an MMO that was half of one thing, a quarter of another, and a quarter of another. Survival, PvE, and PvP. And then how years later they tried to rebrand themselves and basically trick people into rebuying the game because they didn't just want to add new content. Or games like Lost Ark with its predatory monetization, or games like Star Wars The Old Republic, which had one of the worst free-to-play models I've ever seen, which basically just locked you out of content for ages. Games that I used to know and love, like World of Warcraft and EverQuest, adding in WoW tokens, adding in auction house mounts, adding in all different kinds of things. These pay for convenience items that end up being more than just convenience. This slippery slope of monetization. Games like Diablo Immortal actually being a thing. Throne and Liberty launching, a pretty game that's basically just a simulator to encourage you to buy money, because the way that the game is set up is to get you to use Lucent. And it's crazy to me, so crazy to me, that when people come onto my comment sections or on Twitter or Blue Sky or whatever, and they defend Throne and Liberty, the defense isn't, oh, it's a fun game. No, the defense for Throne and Liberty is, well, I can make
real quick. I've been making money too. It's not bad as people make it out to be. They have a good balance. It's a free quality MMO. Free to play players like myself loves the fact that I can sell items on the auction house and earn premium currency. The other day I got a rare drop from a boss with my guild. I made 14,000 Lucent premium currency. That's equivalent to over $200. That alone is enough for me to keep playing. So this whole how much pay to win is to pay to win, and I think pay to win is justified by so many players in their heads. I think we have had the bar in the MMO community so fucking low that this is our way of almost coping with with the lesser degree of quality. You know, we're not eating like Elden Rings like every other year, you know, or even every 10 years, to be honest with you. So it's pretty bad in the MMO space. And I think a lot of the times we didn't know how bad until then people then start coping about pay to win, which is pretty fucking insane in my opinion.
Money in the game. It's an MMO. We used to complain about games like MMOs like EverQuest feeling like a job. You're now telling me that now the job is paying you and that's why it's good? Like it's so much has happened in this genre over time that I have found myself going back to basics. I have found myself wanting the basics. I don't need a game to be the most innovative game in the world anymore.
We see, glad to see you're streaming though. Always loved your measured takes on things. You come at it from a real player's point of view. You want what you want and have no issues pointing out shortcomings yet celebrating the positives. Well, I've always tried to be realistic. It's like to shit on something just to shit on something. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but I think when it comes to pay to win, I wouldn't really care if pay to win was there in some games that I don't play for sure. But the fact is that every game out there, and I'm talking MMO, has some pay to win in it. And it's like, it's becoming this thing where because it's everywhere, you then have to justify, well, if I want to play a new MMO, then I have to participate in the pay to win, or I have to participate in the gotcha mechanics or the bullshit that, you know, that this game offers or this game is going to do for me. And I think that ultimately is where a lot of players are, because I want to play a new game. I mean, and again, that's why I've been following Ashes of Creation, because I've been subjecting myself to playing World of Warcraft still. And I don't want to fucking play that game anymore. I don't at all. I want to play Ashes. I want to dedicate my time to Ashes. But I also have to be realistic in the fact that Ashes isn't going to come out for another couple more years. So I have to bide my time. I have to, then do the things I want to do. It doesn't mean that I go and I subject myself to the WoW stuff either. Like as far as like the WoW tokens or all that other bullshit, like it's fine. I just think it's really sad what's become of the MMO community, and also just the space, the MMO space. And this is, again, if you go back and watch Steven's early interviews in 2017, he saw this shit coming a mile away. And that's why he decided to make an MMORPG, because he knew like the shortcomings that this genre has right now. And if you can capitalize on that, I mean, you're just going to be in a good state personally.
I'm not looking for that next step necessarily, because that next step led to so much bad in the genre. I want to see a game that is built by passionate developers that care about the game they are making, and they're not being currently and constantly overridden by people that are trying to make money. Because I do want to stress that the people that are making these games, the people making WoW and EverQuest, the people making games like even Throne and Liberty, all those animators that work so hard to make Throne and Liberty look gorgeous, they care too. They care about what they're making. They wouldn't do it otherwise. It's just that they get overridden a lot, and it sucks. And it sucks for everyone involved. And they are also generally, unfortunately, the people that get laid off, which has happened a lot in this industry over the last couple years. If you have been around gaming at all, you have seen the stories of studios that are close.
I was addicted to a Korean MMO called Cabal Online from 2007 to 2018, and I spent 10K on it or so. I was on the low end of spenders. I had plenty of spare change to plunk down, but dislike even the thought of it. I'd rather spend my time earning things that way. Well, I think, again, it's you have to look at it from a lot of different aspects, right? The fact that whenever you find an MMO that you really, really love, like I think from my point of view as a WoW player, like I played WoW before pay to win was even in that game. And the claws, like it dug its claws in me and made me like a lifer in that game. And then when the WoW token came out, or not even that, it's like when the cash shop monetization, whenever Activision took over in like 2010, that was like the start of everything. And then it was just like, well, shit, this is kind of stupid. And then it's like, now they started having like mounts, like $20 mounts to buy. And it's like, oh, well, it's probably not going to get worse than that, right? It's just a snowball effect, right? And, it's hard to leave a game that you've invested like thousands of hours in. It is the hardest thing to do. The only way, in my mind, that you can get rid of that addiction is to literally swap it for another addiction. And I want to swap my WoW addiction for my Ashes addiction. So I got to just quit WoW, because the thing that WoW used to give me, now Ashes gives me that. So it's like almost detoxing in a way, right? And I feel bad that people get into those Korean MMOs, man, because those Korean MMOs are so fucking annoyingly good at getting you to pay for that 800% value, 5,000% one time only, never gonna get it after this FOMO shit. Like, it's literally that every time with those Korean MMOs. Every time. And when you're passionate about that game, you're excited for that game, you're like, I guess I have the fucking money, I'll just fucking do it, I'll whatever. And you hate yourself for doing it, but you fucking do it, you know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know, man. It's fucking terrible. Is there a higher level cap in phase 2? No. Level 25, at least for right now, is still what it is.
You have seen the stories of tons and tons, thousands upon thousands of developers who have worked on some of the best games ever made. Some of the games that were fundamental to your childhood and mine are being laid off, and it sucks. And so that's part of why I am so eager to support indie games. Of course, I support the indie MMOs on this channel, but also on the RPG channel, I try and support indie RPGs as well. That's why I want to go back to basics. That's why indie MMOs. That's why I'm so hyped and excited for Monsters and Memories, for Evercraft Online, for Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, for Ashes of Creation, for Brighter Shores. I want these games to succeed. I want these indie developers to have the kind of impact that the MMORPG genre needs, because what we need more than anything else, as far as I am concerned, with my stupid little humble opinion that's very fucking loud because I have a channel, we need passion in gaming. That's what I feel like we need most. Passion to create art, because gaming is art. It's art. It is the confluence of so many artistic elements all coming together and trying to overly.
The amount of times that Plandorf has messaged me in these weird times, like, I know the developers at Intrepid are passionate. Like, every time I talk to them, like, they're usually always hanging out in my stream or in Roar's stream or in Jamie's stream. They are so active at actively listening and participating in the community conversation about their game. And that is so radically important compared to the disillusioned, I wouldn't say developers, but I would say the disillusioned companies like Blizzard, because I really don't think that the Diablo team is going to learn. I think what's going to end up happening with especially what Path of Exile 2 is doing is Diablo 4 is going to double down on their bullshit, and they will continue to lose money. Because I don't think their team is even capable of really understanding what their players even want. Because I don't even think the developers even know the vision of their own game. Clearly, if you've gone on Twitter recently and seen Rod Ferguson's tweets, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I think it's really the rise of indie games. It really is. I think a lot of players have kind of woken up to the fact that a lot of the AAA slotch that they're trying to release to us at $75 or $70, $90, over $100 is shit. It's garbage. And I think a lot of players are waking up to that fact. This is why you have games that are coming out, you know, with this, you know, what is it, the DIE or whatever, or DEI, or, you know, whatever. Like, you have games like Concord and all this other stuff. And again, it's like, when you have an agenda like that, that's not what gamers want to play. Gamers want to play a good game. No one wants to be lectured. You know what I mean? Like, but these companies don't grasp that. They don't understand that. And even the ones that understand that they don't want to be lectured still give us poor ass games. Like, it's crazy.
Sell that art in pieces is, I think, one of the worst things that's happened to the MMORPG space and the RPG space in general. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my fucking soapbox here, but just wanted to make a video on why indie MMOs.
Well, that was actually a really, really good video. If you liked the video, give it a like. Sub to the channel for Redbeard Flynn. He did a great job. But yeah, I mean, and again, 45,000. This is literally in line with what New World had, right? Whenever New World was considered to be like failing, or like not failing, but just whenever people saw New World as dying, it was around like 50K people. And, you know, they just been slowly going down. Like, I don't know. And dude, the amount of money that Throne of Liberty has spent, or not spent, but like how much money it took to make Throne of Liberty in 11 years. Man, they are probably in the red. It's crazy. Really, really wild. Well, guys, I didn't really have this whole thing planned. I was literally editing my video, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go live. fuck it. I wanted to talk about some of the success that that Ashes has and stuff like that, and just I wanted to talk about stuff. But with all that being said, I'm gonna go and just relax, hang out with the wife for a little bit. But guys, thank y'all so much for coming out. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next one. You guys take care. Peace out.
He's pulling his cock out.